Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Dennis and I are super excited to be here, and we want to welcome everyone who's joined us so far. We got Max Tech Studios in the house. We got Pointman 1140 79, KZN, Anthony, Kafiq Islam. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Forgive me if not. We want to welcome everyone to the chat. And Dennis, do you want to kind of talk about what we're doing today?
Yeah, so for everyone here, we're going to be making a tier list, essentially, of the cell phone plans that are currently available. For today's show, we're going to be specifically focusing on all plans related to the T-Mobile network. So that'll be T-Mobile postpaid, things like Metro PCS, Ting, and so forth. The following week, we're going to do the same thing with AT&T. And the week after that, we'll do Verizon. And after we have decided upon the best plans from each of the respective networks, we'll do like a season finale championship episode where we're just talking about the best plans in general. And the best part is that you guys all get to participate in this. We're going to have some votes set up. This way we can all come to a consensus together. Basically, the plans will be ranked as follows. And Stetson, if you want to show them the rank sheet real quick.
Yep, let me pull that up. So here we go.
So the plans are going to be ranked as follow. S is literally the best. Like, it is like God tier, okay? Like, it has to be like perfection.
Super good. Amazing.
Yeah,
Actually,
Stetson approved.
Yeah. Something like that.
And then the rest of it's like the grades that you're probably used to seeing in school with like A, B, C, and D. D being the worst. Hopefully that synopsis kind of works. Did I miss any points there?
I think that's a pretty great synopsis, Dennis. I mean, we're basically ranking the plans. We want to get all of you involved, so we're going to be checking the comment section of this. Yes, Roy, this is exactly like March Madness of the plans. And yeah, so today we're deciding to focus on T-Mobile because we thought it might be overwhelming if we did everything. But we're kind of excited for this series. It's going to be like a cell phone plan Saturday kind of thing going forward for a little bit. Just hanging out with all of you, talking about the best plans, discussing compromises, and figuring out what's actually worth it. So where do you want to start, Dennis?
Well, let's start off right at the very far left with the T-Mobile prepaid.
T-Mobile prepaid. So I wish I could full screen it.
I do
as
well.
I wonder if I can like pull them up on the website and then...
Yeah, that would be smart. Yeah, pull up the website for the plan, and then we'll do that.
So actually linked in this video description, if anyone is interested in following along, I put a link to a Reddit, a special page I made for Reddit. Oh God, I can hear myself twice. Sorry, that's what happens when you open a live stream while you're live on the live stream. And so I'll put it in the chat right now. This page allows you to compare all cell phone plans that are in the Best Phone Plans database in a pretty huge layout. So we're starting with T-Mobile, and we have their $25 plan. So we're actually going to go to the next page, and it is this one. Should have opened that. This is the plan right here. T-Mobile Connect, 5 gigs, $25 a month. You're getting unlimited data. This is postpaid priority. And includes a lot of features. Notably, it has domestic roaming. You actually get 100 megabytes of domestic roaming data with this plan, which is pretty cool. So where do we think we should rank? I would rank this high, but it's actually not a great value because you can get, 15 gigs from Mint Mobile at this price point?
So if this was 2016, I would rank it high. Unfortunately, for me personally, I give this a D.
Yeah, I like that it's
US
priority.
Because think about it for a second. US Mobile, I believe, gives you 18 gigs for that same price point.
Yeah, I think you're right. So I guess value is low. Experience is decent because they have everything. Actually need to fix this. It does say deprioritize. It is, for my testing, it has been priority. So yeah, I think Dennis, what do you guys think? Max is giving it a B here. Max, what's your thinking behind a B for this plan? And I'll put it in. I think maybe a C. I'd probably give it a C. I'd give it a C for the priority access. That's my take. And the fact that you can use it on eSIM and you can go to a store to activate it. I think those are the aspects I like, and I know for some people that can be convenient. We're getting side coming in here with a C. I feel like that's probably a good compromise, I want to say. Like, it's not the best, but it's also not the worst.
Okay. Well, how about Ting, since they have a similar plan?
Okay,
Well,
yeah, Ting. All right. This one's hard. Let me see if I can pull this up. So this is Ting's plan. $25, 5 gigs. It does have roaming, but Ting is deprioritized. So, and I think they have pretty similar feature support.
no eSIM.
No eSIM, but Ting does have international add-ons, but I feel like T-Mobile should.
For
Ting is a
prepaid,
D. That's
for
what we're getting
prepaid,
here.
Yeah, for prepaid, I don't think T-Mobile gives you all the international add-ons, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I agree with that. I mean, if I had to choose Ting or T-Mobile prepaid, I would go T-Mobile prepaid.
Okay. So the highlighted thing that you have is covering up the options for me.
Oh, that's a great call. Thank you for. Sorry, I just selected a different one.
All right. So what's next? Mint Mobile.
Mint. Oh, dude. All right. So this is Mint Mobile's annual plan. So this is a little bit more expensive. It's coming in at $30 a month, but you're getting 35 gigs of cellular data. Okay. Mint supporting all the features here: 5G, eSIM. I gotta fix that. This should say T-Mobile coverage. Yeah, sorry. I did a huge update to my website and casually broke 80% of it. So I have some work laid out in front of me, but
Stetson doesn't get to sleep.
yeah, that's the bottom line here. What do you guys ranking Mint Mobile's $30 plan? I think this is a tremendous value.
I think we need to kind of cover like some important aspects about it.
Sure.
So you get 35 gigs of data, but it does get hard throttled after the 35 gig cap.
That's correct.
And I believe it gets hard throttled to 2G speeds, correct?
So yeah, 2G, I think 128 kilobits per second. Let me see. I'm actually listing 64 kilobits per second here, so I'll have to double check that. But if it is, let's assume this is correct. That's a pretty. So I think it's really a 35 gig plan. You can't do anything after the 35 gigs.
And then if you scroll down a little bit further, there's a couple other caveats, right? Video streaming is capped at standard definition 480p.
That's true. That sucks.
What else? Oh, it's an annual plan, which is a blessing and a curse, right?
Yeah. What's your take on that?
Me personally, annual plans are a negative thing. Because if I went in and spent $90 for like a promo on Mint Mobile for like a 3-month deal, and I found that Mint Mobile isn't good, well, now I'm stuck with a cell phone provider that's not good in my area for 3 months, and I'm out $90.
That is true. So maybe like if I was starting with this plan, I would consider something else. I would go with a different plan and consider upgrading just to make sure like T-Mobile works. Let's assume like maybe you're a T-Mobile user and you know T-Mobile's good in your area, because I feel like those are the people who are more likely to be considering this option. How do you feel like it would come into play for them?
Well, I would honestly pick a plan below this just to not have the 480p video cap.
Yeah, well, I mean, but then you're using up your data quickly.
I mean, I don't know. I'll give it a C. I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, I think it's a good value. I like the annual plan because that lets you forget about your bill, and that's really, really nice, oddly convenient. But I think, Dennis, you bring up a good point. Like, so where do you think, B or C?
I'm thinking C.
I would put it above T-Mobile, though.
I think it's tremendous. Well, remember, I thought T-Mobile's prepaid was a D, if you remember.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's tremendous value, and I love Mint for their awesome support. But the plan itself isn't like, if we're talking unlimited plans, it's definitely not going to be better than some of the other ones we're about to be discussing.
I guess, yeah. How would you factor in price? Dennis is right. It's a C. We're getting support for your assertion here, Dennis. So I like that.
Of course,
all right, we can go there,
man. I love it.
Backing him up.
We should definitely wait to see if anybody else has any retorts, though.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe should we set like a time limit for each plan?
Yeah, I mean, we should definitely give people a moment to like type in the chat. Maybe they're gonna be like, Dennis is an idiot. He doesn't understand. 40p is perfectly fine for me.
Yeah, maybe we can do around. He's saying 35 gigs is not enough for the pandemic lifestyle. Wouldn't your data usage go down?
Not if you don't have Wi-Fi at home.
I guess. T-Mobile prepaid got to see. Yeah, Saren, what do you think? Should we bump T-Mobile prepaid up because of its priority? But for only like $5 more, you're going from 5 gigs to 35 gigs. I feel like that's a huge value, especially when you're trying to do like an unlimited category like this.
I love what Roy said. He said, "Don't grade my papers."
Yeah, where is that?
It's right above Saren. Yeah.
Don't grade my papers. Yeah, I agree. I mean,
Anthony had a comment. He said Mint's horrible and unusable in congested areas, but it's great apart from that. He tried it downtown in Hayward, California, and figured out the hard way. The city has 150K people. Side Biscuit says C.
Can't confirm. Okay.
Yeah, Mint is a C. Okay, so I guess we'll leave it at...
We'll leave it there.
Yeah, we'll leave it at C then. Let's move on to US Mobile. Someone that I highly respect and I'm trying out right now.
Let's see if I can find it. It actually should be up.
Yeah, for you guys that don't know how he's finding it, I did activate US Mobile on my iPhone 11. I don't know if you can really see, but I have a US Mobile SIM active right now. But okay, you got it pulled up. Great. So US Mobile for $30 is offering. Is this for their new revised unlimited plan, Stetson? Just making sure.
So this is their. This is like borderline. I included this because, maybe not this audience, but the broader spectrum of users. Average usage typically, let's say 15, 20 gigs tops. You have the 4% of people using over 50. So I kind of included this as like the lower end. I'm not really expecting it to rank super high, but this is their $30 30 gig plan, not their true unlimited plan.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So then you get 30 gigs LTE data, unlimited talk and text. Scroll down a smidgen. The 40p standard def is not true on the tiered plans.
On the T-Mobile side of things?
On the T-Mobile side, I'm not sure.
Let me see if I can pull up my notes on that. So I have actually confirmed from my testing, Dennis, I'd be curious if you've noticed this, but my US Mobile line actually is capping my video speeds to 2 megabits per second for 480p quality.
Mine is not.
Really?
Yeah, I did the Ookla speed test, and it gave me it's good for 1440p when I did the Ookla speed test one.
Okay, so Ookla actually isn't using fast.com, so that's.
But I did use. I was gonna say, but I did use fast.com, and I was getting like 5-6 meg, which unfortunately for my area for Verizon is decent. But yeah, as far as I can tell, I'm not being capped at 40p.
That's interesting. I am. I was using this app Weehee, and it measured that my speeds were getting impacted, so I can show.
40p would imply a 1.5 to 2 meg cap.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting. Here, let me. Can I full screen myself? Not to be selfish and take the show, but so this is what I saw on my US Mobile line. Netflix, 7 megabits per second with no app throughput, and through the app it got 1.8. Twitch, same 1.9. Vimeo eked out okay. YouTube, 2.1. So on my app, I'm definitely noticing, for whatever reason, tough there.
I'm gonna run a speed test while we're talking, but
yeah, I'm curious.
But what was I gonna say? As far as US Mobile is concerned, I'll say one thing that's definitely a plus for them is they're not annual. That's extremely nice.
Yeah. The monthly, I will give them that. This plan will have taxes and fees, so it'll be $35 a month. Let's see, $36.36 is my total estimate on the website. I'm hearing some people in the audience. Jordan Gish is coming in here with a C or B. I would actually personally put this one a little bit lower. You're not getting Wi-Fi calling, okay? There's no unlimited 2G data. You're not getting Wi-Fi calling. eSIM isn't supported. if I had to pick between US Mobile and Mint Mobile specifically on the T-Mobile network, I would go Mint Mobile. So I would put this actually a little bit farther down.
Also, Stetson, I'm just going to say my speed test isn't going to matter because I ran an Ookla speed test and I was capping out at 1 meg. And
Yeah, I was concerned about that, Dennis.
So
You're just,
my fast.com test isn't even going to matter. But anywho, as far as the plan itself, I think it deserves a C. But
you put it in C.
I mean, it's the same price as basically it's the same price as T-Mobile prepaid. Same price as Mint Mobile. Excuse me.
Very close.
And I mean, you're getting roughly the same amount of data. Well,
no hotspot though on this plan.
Ooh.
I'm bumping it to a D. For me
Okay.
personally, this is getting a D.
All right.
We got support for a D here. I think US Mobile's strength is on the Verizon network, and considering we're doing T-Mobile network right now, I think it's sitting at a D with Ting. It's like great value price per data, but the features you're missing out on, like hotspot, Wi-Fi calling, things like that, I think
Hopefully AutoMed won't kill us.
yeah. Hey man, it's okay. This plan in this moment is a D, but they can come back. All right, next up we have Ultra Mobile's $39 50 gig plans.
That's such a weird price point.
Yeah, here it is. This is interesting. So it's usually $49. Let's actually go to Ultra Mobile's website and just confirm. Oh, the website got a nice little update that it is still in fact. Wow, did they up to? Yeah, they did everything. So it actually is $49 a month. So I'll have to change that. But they were running a promo for the past like 3 months where it was discounted.
Well, if
so,
you do the annual plan, it's basically $40. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good call. And I think it should be the same plan. Before there was an issue where the 12-month version, instead of having 50 gigs, it was actually 32 gigs. So for all intents and purposes, let's say we can get that price with the annual discount. And here it is, $39, 50 gigs. Okay, we'll zoom in here. Pretty good T-Mobile coverage. It is deprioritized. You're getting 5G. You're getting unlimited 2G data. I think this one's at 128 kilobits per second.
Does it, if I understand it correctly, don't they let you use the 50 gigs as hotspot if you want to use it all the time?
Yeah, so you can use up to 50 gigs as hotspot. Let's get this comment out of here.
To me, that's pretty god tier. That's
a
huge
perk.
That's a huge perk, is what I mean to say. It's not S class, but it's definitely
it bumps
it's a huge
up.
Perk. Yeah,
That's interesting.
It's definitely sitting in like an A or a B in my heart right now, just because of that one feature alone.
That's great. What do you guys think in the audience?
They don't support eSIM, do they?
Unfortunately not, which I'm a little surprised by, considering they're basically the same company as Mint.
Because that would be the ideal setup, man. You get get yourself a cheap Mint plan, right?
Yep.
And then if you're someone that needs to rely on hotspot all the time, have them on eSIM, so that when you do your tethering and stuff, bada bing, bada boom. But looks like we're getting some B's in the chat.
We're getting some B's. Let's go back to the chart. So we have SAB. I think B is definitely. I'd probably do B or A. I mean, the other big perk, just to go to their website, is the international features. Okay, like free unlimited calling to over 80 countries.
That's huge too if you're someone that has family outside the country. And also, I appreciate the fact that they give people that like annual plans the annual option, and people like myself that want the month an option.
Yeah, I didn't go into this thinking it would be good, but
okay, so that's
wait. We got a caveat. Updated terms of service: 10 gigs mobile hotspot unlimited plans.
Oh no!
No!
That just took the wind out of my sails. Let's put that down to a C, Stetson.
Yep. C it is.
Actually, we'll call it
C.
a B. No, because the international.
It's a C.
The international features, though, man.
How would you rank international features versus eSIM? Because you can we can get WhatsApp, we can get Facebook Messenger to call people internationally. Like, it's so easy. Hop on a Zoom call, do what we're doing right now. We can talk to anyone in the world. I'm putting it at a C.
All right, we'll stick to it for now.
Oh, this one's spicy. I'd be interested in people's take on this. So the next plan is actually Teltic. They're making a comeback, and it's basically the same plan. $40, 50 gigs.
Well, if it's the same plan, then
We already just talked about it. So.
well, yeah, if it's the same plan, then I guess you're gonna rank it the same spot.
I think that's pretty good.
I really feel like we need to be bumping one of these up to a B, just to have some.
We just haven't gotten there yet. All right, how about this one? US Mobile's, this is their new $45 unlimited plan, all taxes and fees included.
Oh, that's God tier. I'm just kidding, but no, but I actually really appreciate the change that US Mobile did with this. Yeah. I personally would give this plan either a B or an A.
Okay, so we have to take into consideration a few important caveats with this. You do get unlimited 2G data, but the speeds are actually at 1 megabit per second. I'm pretty sure about that. And the reason I'm saying it's you do get unlimited 2G is, let's go to US Mobile's website, which I go to insanely frequently. The terms and conditions here. So let's go to plans. Here we go. GSM LTE, 50 gigs. So this is a 50 gig plan on GSM LTE. We're getting some C's here.
But you get 20 gigs of hotspot, or hotspot data if added includes. Oh no.
Yeah, 10. So it's $10 extra.
Do you get the perks? Do you get any perks?
Single line users are not getting perks. You do get the perks with multi-line accounts.
And we're basing this off a single line. Okay. I don't know, man. I still think it's better than the ones that we've been ranking. Like 50.
The international eSIM is really huge, in my opinion. Like, just the option for that. But you can get the option for that on any of the other plans too.
Yeah, but their website's so clean.
Yeah, it's so nice. We love the experience, but the plan is just, I mean, I feel like they've been focusing on the Verizon network, which is why this is happening. So
yeah,
we got some C's. Mark is saying C.
Do
Mad
they support
Maxo.
Wi-Fi calling on the T-Mobile network?
They do, but only on Android. And
which is surprising.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's got to be a C. We're not there yet. We're not at B, A, or S yet.
I really wanted to. I love US Mobile, so that's why I wanted to give them higher. But sorry,
Yeah,
US Mobile.
we're not there yet. Okay, this is interesting. Actually, I want to put these side by side. We're gonna take a quick pause as I get the side by side view up.
Thank you, Mark, for the super chat. As always, always appreciative.
Oh, we have an interesting take. Hot take from Debo Bop. Fake unlimited plans can't be higher than a C. Lying is not consumer friendly, and people sign up for an unlimited plan. I have mixed feelings about this because the people that these prepaid plans would benefit most, people on a budget, people looking to save money, they want unlimited, not because they need unlimited, but because they don't want to. Exactly. They don't want to think about it. They don't want overage charges. They've been burned by their carrier in the past. So I'm okay. I'm okay with it, but I understand there are problems and there could be a better solution. And let's just pull up the side by side here. So we've got T-Mobile prepaid and Metro by T-Mobile. All right. I'm super excited for this. Website is coming back online. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Apologize for the ads. I should be using ad block, but I'm giving myself
uncomment debop so you can see.
Oh yeah, here we go. So the reason we're doing these side by side, both of these are $50 a month. T-Mobile prepaid is $50. Metro by T-Mobile $50. Cut off the Metro part, but there you go. Unlimited data. This is our first true unlimited data plan of the evening. And we got some differences, okay? The first big difference is going to be in the hotspot. So, and the priority. So this is full speed priority data, okay? T-Mobile's plan on the left here, you're getting priority data. Metro by T-Mobile, you're deprioritized. But on the hotspot side of things, Metro offers 5 gigs of hotspot data compared to 600 kilobits per second hotspot data. But the hotspot's unlimited. Metro is a hard cap. What do you guys think?
Does Metro have... I assume Metro has domestic roaming, like the T-Mobile plan, right?
I'm not sure about that. I don't know if I've been able to confirm. I know T-Mobile prepaid gets 100 megabytes of domestic roaming data.
Well, domestic roaming is crucial for T-Mobile because there's a lot of places, like specifically in Pennsylvania, where T-Mobile still roams off like AT&T's network.
We're getting some B and C's here. So I like what Side is saying. We have, where did the other one go?
I think Metro should get a B and T-Mobile's prepaid should get an A.
Oh, you want to bump them up? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, all right. I think I like
T-Mobile's
T-Mobile.
prepaid is basically what the old Magenta plan was before they did the revision.
Yeah, I like it. I would put Metro probably in a A and B. That's what you're thinking?
I'm thinking because basically the way I look at it's like this: T-Mobile's prepaid plan at $50 is basically like the old Magenta plan that was $70 before they did the revision.
Yeah.
And I think we would agree that plan's like A tier.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I guess my question is for Metro.
Yeah.
The reason I'm hesitant is Metro, you have to pay $20 anytime you want to swap your device.
But how often are you swapping your device?
For
If
me,
we're not us.
that adds up. Maybe once every 2 years. So yeah, maybe you're right. Let's bump. So Metro B, prepaid. That's an A. I think that's definitely an A.
Yeah.
We're getting some agreements with the dentist man.
Yeah, because Metro's is definitely better than all the other C tier plans, but by far. Like,
Saren, I'm curious. Why do you think Metro should get lower than a B? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. RJA is saying Metro B customer experience not as good as T-Mobile. I do agree with that. With T-Mobile, you are getting the in-store access, which both offer, but the T-Mobile reps, from my experience, have been super, super nice. All right. Next up, we have another plan from US Mobile, and then we're heading into the unlimited territory. So we've got US Mobile, $55, 50 gigs, 20 gigs of hotspot data.
I think this is probably B worthy.
That's what I'm thinking. I would give this a B.
Because it's missing Wi-Fi calling, right?
Yeah, it is missing. Let me get this comment out of here. It's missing Wi-Fi calling, and it is deprioritized. But you're getting 20 gigs of hotspot data. Android users can get Wi-Fi calling on this particular plan. And you have the option for perks if you add more, taxes and fees included. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. It's not better than T-Mobile prepaid, but
we're getting some solid round of Bs. Mark, Anthony, and Mad Max O. Thank you so much for your chats here. Yeah. Let's slot that right in there, that nice B category.
It's a B, and I'll just say the caveat being if you're someone that does need hotspot, it's a really good option. If you're someone that needs hotspot.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I have another good. Let me quickly get a side by side. Actually, I think I can sneak it out. So we got T-Mobile prepaid is coming up next, and it's these two right here. So T-Mobile prepaid and T-Mobile essentials.
Ooh, spicy
both
pick.
are $60 per month. Both are unlimited on the T-Mobile network.
Is prepaid taxes and fees included?
Prepaid taxes and fees are extra, but they're less than what essentials is, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
actually,
what is the...
Yeah, I think that's correct.
What's the main difference between the two?
Priority data, actually, believe it or not. Prepaid is prioritized. T-Mobile Essentials is deprioritized.
Really?
Yep. That's from my testing. I've tested and found prepaid got the same performance as Magenta and Magenta Plus. T-Mobile Essentials had the same performance as Metro and Mint Mobile.
Well, I think this makes it an easy decision. T-Mobile prepaid $60 plan is better than the Essentials plan.
Yep, there we go. I agree with that. And also check out this hotspot data. Hotspot on Essentials, you guys are not going to believe this. Let's zoom in. Hotspot on Essentials, unlimited 600 kilobits per second. Hotspot on T-Mobile prepaid, 10 gigs full speed.
Actually, can I make a spicy take? I would even argue Essentials is a D tier, to be honest.
Yeah, I actually, you know what? I like that. We should.
Like
it's garbage. Who here is?
Like, there's no reason to buy Essentials. Like, you should. That is a D, and then T-Mobile's prepaid $60 plan. Although it's better than the one we originally talked about, I think I would give it a C just because it's so expensive.
You think so?
I mean, for what you're getting,
Unlimited 10 gigs hotspot.
but for $10 more, like you said, there's tax on it, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
for like $5 more, you could just get the new Magenta plan with 100 gigs of priority.
Oh shoot. Yeah. We're sending Essentials to the bottom here. I think So let's take a look at our chart and let's full screen this. If I were to pick, I think the T-Mobile prepaid plan we currently have in the A category, I think that's awesome. That's probably the best value. And when you get to this prepaid plan, I'm going to put it B. I think it's still pretty good in terms of the unlimited options. But Dennis, as you mentioned, you're going to want to jump up to Magenta pretty quickly. And then, Essentials, D. Some people suggested F. Jose coming in here, F. Yeah, it should just be off the chart. Yeah, you're probably right, actually. I have a video scripted on specifically why not to sign up for T-Mobile Essentials. I have not filmed it yet, but I think we're all on the same page here.
What's the next plan up to the chopping block?
So next we just have Magenta Max.
Well, that's
So
anticlimactic.
Yeah, I know. It's the two best. How do we rank them?
Well, easy. Magenta Max is S tier.
They're pretty much the best of the best. The best of the best for both. I mean, yeah, not much to say. They support everything. Literally everything.
Yeah, Magenta Max is S tier, and I'd say Magenta is A.
I'm giving them both S tier because I think for most people, Magenta is actually going to be the better value. But for people who are enthusiasts, yeah, you're saving the $15 a month, and you're still getting basically everything you need. And the $15, like if you put that towards a VPN, boom, all of a sudden you're getting your 4K streaming.
You know, I did think about the VPN workaround, which, Stetson, don't you want to plug one of our favorites?
Oh, yeah, I don't work for, but we have an affiliate partnership with ExpressVPN and also NordVPN. So if you check the video description, Dennis, what do you use?
Which I personally use Nord. I'm the one that told you to sign up for or get the affiliate link. So Nord is who I personally use. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Not only can you use it to get unthrottled video, but if you're a fan of anime, it's incredibly useful to have a VPN because Netflix actually, if you change your country to South Korea, has access to a ton of different anime licenses that aren't available here in the U.S. Or cartoons like Rick and Morty, for example, is on Netflix. If you bump yourself over to South Korea, you can binge watch all the seasons of Rick and Morty. So
that's great. Yeah, no, I love it. I think NordVPN is going to be cheaper than ExpressVPN, but there are actually discount codes in the video description for both if you're interested. ExpressVPN, you're getting 3 months free. NordVPN, I think you're getting 68% off.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm pretty sure that's always like 68% off. So
no, they've done steeper deals. I am not joking, Stetson. I have 6 years worth of NordVPN.
Oh my gosh, Dennis is all in.
Dude, I'm committed. I bought like the 3-year, whatever it was, whenever they were doing like their mega sale, and then I re-upped it whenever they did another Black Friday sale because that's how much I love it. That's the only thing I'm super annualized on. Hopefully they don't go bankrupt.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But yeah, I feel pretty good about this. Let's check the chat and see if we can answer some of these questions.
Yeah.
So Cage017, one of those has Netflix free, right?
Yeah,
that's correct.
Max.
You're getting Netflix Basic, which is the 480p plan, although commenters have indicated to me that you can upgrade to the 4K plan, I believe, for $5 extra. I'm not sure if that's correct, but it does include it.
Side Biscuit says he's on Max right now, and he's never been happier with the plan. He's also saying that you can actually get the more premium versions by just adding on and paying the extra money.
Yeah, $5 to get UHD quality on 4 screens. That's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good. Netflix is still the most expensive streaming service, but if you're there, might as well. If you live and work in New York City, would you move to postpaid? I would probably not. I would test out the differences and see if I noticed. And if my phone worked for me, definitely not. If I needed to, maybe.
I mean, New York's a market where they have like an ample supply of capacity there. Like T-Mobile has N41 deployed pretty ubiquitously. So like
that's what Sasha was saying. He was like, yeah, why that's why he thought Magenta Max was the only real 5G plan, is because he had N41 in his area, and like you get access to basically unlimited postpaid priority N41.
Yes, I mean, if you're in T-Mobile, I mean, with all the upgrades that are happening, I think you could probably get away with a prepaid plan. Honestly,
some hot takes.
I guess it just depends, really.
Debo Pop. I think I've been saying that incorrectly. Debo Pop. New York City is way too crowded for prepaid. We have in all caps, so that's, I want to say, emphasized.
I remember when I was younger, when I went to New York City, I used to have a T-Mobile prepaid plan, and I remember running speed tests at the time on my old iPhone 6, and I was getting like pretty decent speeds. I was getting like 170 meg. This is back in like 2016, mind you. So I don't see the experience being that different. I mean,
I would. So that's my thing. I would try it. I think with that kind of thing, you want to try it. I do want to do a side-by-side speed test of postpaid versus prepaid. Maybe Denver. I could probably do Denver, Verizon, and AT&T. T-Mobile's just so slow in Denver all the way. Debo Pop. I said it right. Thank you. Denver's just so bad for T-Mobile that I think both would be really slow. And we had another question about AT&T and Verizon. Dennis and I are actually going to do this next week, and we might do a bracket. I might try and pull together some sort of voting system so you guys can vote live on the show. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah, we plan. Basically, I hope I don't say this wrong. Sunjung, because there's so many different plans out there, we figured it'd be best just to break it up over the course of like a mini series of sorts for March, basically. And then our final episode in the series will be us comparing the plans that we thought, or you guys thought, were the best. So when we do the finale, the plans we'll talk about are the S-Class tiers. That would be T-Mobile Magenta and T-Mobile Magenta Max. And we'll probably throw in T-Mobile Prepaid just to give T-Mobile one last little contender because it was kind of A tier.
Yeah. We might pull in some extras too just to make it a little bit spicier. Like maybe we'll pull up... Actually, no, I think T-Mobile and T-Mobile Prepaid are the best for a true unlimited plan. And it's when you get to the more affordable options on, that's when you consider like US Mobile and Mint Mobile. And
is there any plans that you want to pull in that we hadn't thought about? I mean, there's space on the graph.
Well, I'm not going to be able to pull them in, but we could talk
right.
about Metro's plan. So one of the plans I forgot, just straight up forgot. This is on me. I was screenshotting these plans, grabbing the images, and it slipped my mind. And it was Metro's $60 plan. Here it is. Deprioritized again, but I forgot it. And I don't know. It's a tough call, I feel like, to some people because with Metro, you're getting 15 gigs of hotspot data, okay? With T-Mobile Prepaid, their $60 plan, hotspot... Oh, shoot, you're getting 10 gigs. Yeah, Metro's just not worth it.
Hey, how about Boost? What about Boost Mobile, man?
They're definitely not worth it. Should we go to their site and see what they're offering?
Yeah, I mean, because when Sneed was doing speed tests, he was actually getting, like, higher priority on his Boost line than he was on his, like, business T-Mobile plan. I remember he did, like, a live stream.
That's crazy. I do not think that would be intended, is what I would say.
It's definitely not intended, but I'm sure it has to do something with Dish's agreement with T-Mobile and the roaming.
I was curious about that. If Dish, I guess Boost through Dish, or if like Dish got access to the postpaid data, or if they're on prepaid. But yeah, $50 for 35 gigs, $60. Like you can get true unlimited plans at this price point. So I don't think these plans are worth it.
I mean, on their $50 plan though, the one you just referenced, 35 gigs, and you got 12 gigs of mobile hotspot.
Yeah, but I think that deducts from the 35 gigs, and then you're deprioritized to 2G speeds. You're not deprioritized, but you're reduced to 2G speeds.
Okay. How about
so?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like $50 for a true unlimited plan, but from T-Mobile prepaid. I would much rather do that.
Gotcha. But how about the fact that they do the shrink it thing, where like after 6 months your bill gets reduced?
That's this plan right here.
Is it only limited to that plan?
That's correct. It's this specific plan.
That is less spicy.
Dude, they're not good. I don't think it's their fault. I think it's the agreements they have with T-Mobile, but they're just not good right now. The only plans that are good that I would consider are these plans right here, the lower tier entry level plans, $10 for a gig. But
that's
they're
not
new.
a good plan though. $10 for a gig isn't even good. I mean, what was it?
I think that's good.
You think that's good?
Yeah, I think that's good on the T-Mobile network.
Isn't there like, I don't know, options? What is US Mobile charge? Like $15 you get like 4 gigs?
Yeah, Mint Mobile is $15 for 4 gigs. US Mobile $15 for 5 gigs.
Or 5 gigs? Like,
yeah.
I don't know, for the $5 difference, man.
I mean, yeah, so I think the $10 specifically, that plan's decent, but $15 for 2 gigs, and it's only for new bring your own device customers. So it's like not even worth it. Like new customer only. If you switch plans or even think about switching plans, you're gone. We had a great question here, and let me see if I can scroll up and find it. It kind of kept going. It was a question about N41. And it was about a coverage map. So I actually do have it pulled up. Nope, I have no idea where it went.
And I'll be right back, man. I gotta go get my door real quick.
Yeah, no worries. I'll remove Dennis from the stream while he's getting his door. Tello is great if you want something cheap. Absolutely correct. Tello's been a phenomenal option. All right, this is the map. Someone had asked about N41. I want to go up and find that so I can address the person who had brought this to. Maybe I'm missing it. All right, well, if anyone's wondering about the N41 map, this is the map. I'm actually going to copy this link and throw it in the chat right now. And I think this was related to, like, N41 is in New York, and so is it in other places? So you can go up to the top here, and I guess you can't really use. I'm zooming in on the map instead of the user interface. But up top, you can select your band. So if I do N41, the map will refresh. You can see it's a slow rollout, and T-Mobile hasn't really updated it. But if we do zoom in on New York, you can see like N41's there. It's there, and it's probably actually better than this because T-Mobile has been very aggressive with their site upgrades. So I think it's an option. All right, Dennis is back, so I'm adding him back to the stream.
Sorry,
yeah, so this is the N41
coming up.
Oh, that's all good. Yeah, let us know if we should call the stream. But Anthony, thank you for the map.
No, you're good. Actually, since we got done with the main agenda of the stream, I thought it'd be fun to talk about some of the things we were just talking about in private in Discord.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So, first, why don't we talk about what Netflix is doing?
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can pull up Discord while you're talking about it. Dennis, you want to give a preface to this while I pull it up?
Yeah, so basically, for everybody that's been following us for a while now, we've talked about streaming services for a while, and we did an episode where we predicted like what the future streaming services would look like in the future. And in that future, basically, we talked about how it's going to turn more into like a cable thing. People aren't going to be able to share their accounts like they used to. Well, Netflix decided to get on this a little bit earlier. They started implementing two-factor authentication to try to make it more of a pain in the butt for you to share your password with people outside of your household. And for people that don't know, two-factor authentication basically is whenever you sign into something and you have to like enter that like 6-digit text like number that you get via text or on your authenticator app before you can actually log in and continue watching. It's actually good from a security standpoint, but bad if you're someone that's sharing your Netflix account with a ton of people.
Yeah, so I'll be interested to see this. I'm on my parents' family Netflix account, which I feel is legitimate. I'm related to them by blood, but we are in different locations at this point. So I'll be curious how this impacts us, if we'll be able to keep using it if Netflix is able to tell like how many user profiles are on an account and will be more aggressive towards those accounts versus other accounts. Yeah, but we saw this coming though. We saw this coming.
Yeah, I mean, when I pegged it, I pictured them doing something more IP address based. I didn't actually picture them doing something like this because I still think it's good. Because I think if they do something like this, it's going to hamper the overall experience for the user. Because if it's just the account holder, like if it's just me, the account holder that gets the 2-factor codes, we could live in the same household. You might be in your bedroom watching TV, and you're going to have to wake me up for my phone. Like that's not going to be a well implemented thing.
No,
you know?
No, yeah, it'd be awful. So we'll see. I mean, I feel like once you're signed in, unless they require it every time you're signed in, but I feel like once I've signed in on my smart TV, I'm usually signed in and good to go. So maybe not. I just want to jump back, Dennis. While you were gone, I was kind of talking about people were wondering about N41, and there's this awesome map that a community member has created. Not my community, I think on like Reddit r/T-Mobile or whatever. And this is pulling data directly from T-Mobile's coverage map, which is super cool. It's not super up to date. You can see this is on November. Oh shoot, we have more up to date data.
Yeah, but it doesn't load. There was a thing I was reading about it. It's like broken after a specific date.
Oh man. Well, anyway.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the map is really great for trying to figure out where N41 is. It can be helpful even if it's not displaying. I'll go back to the November 11th or November 13th one. And so that's what Anthony was saying. Thanks for the map. So you're welcome. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I love that tool. And Chain was saying the map is not fully accurate. And that is correct because it's just waiting to be updated, I think, is the bottom line.
Well, long story short, that information was pulled because there was a glitch in the map that T-Mobile fixed. But we actually got a super chat that I want to address because I saw this person ask it a couple times now. Jordan, first, I want to thank you for giving the super chat. We were not trying to ignore you. I'm very sorry. And we'd be glad to answer your question to the best of our abilities. So they're asking, what is the best unlimited data AT&T plan? For that, my personal opinion is the unlimited elite plan, plain and simple. 100 gigs of priority data. You got the 20 gigs of hotspot. Or no, it's 40 actually, isn't it?
Yeah, you're getting I think it's 30. I think T-Mobile will pass them. Yeah, it's 30.
That's right. Okay, so it's 30 gigs of hotspot. You got the HBO Max included, even if you're a one-line user. And AT&T is pretty good about giving discounts to a ton of different companies and organizations. Like if you're a firefighter or if you're military, it ends up being decent. Like it's probably, I mean, if you're talking about the best unlimited plan, like that's the one. And since Jordan donated as well, Stetson, this person also, I believe, asked a question earlier about what's the best plan for a 4-line account.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. Well, let me actually give some hot takes on the unlimited plan real quick. So if you don't mind, let me pull up my screen share. And so one thing to consider is that AT&T Prepaid, okay, their unlimited plus plan, my understanding is it is actually getting post-paid priority data, and it's a true unlimited plan. You're getting 22 gigs of priority data, and then it will be deprioritized. So it's not a lot, okay? If you need a true unlimited plan, you're using over 22 gigs of data, or and you're in an area where the AT&T network you feel can be congested, I would go with the premium unlimited elite, or maybe unlimited extra. It depends if you want HBO Max, if you need the extra features.
Well, extra kind of sucks in my opinion because you got cap video streaming.
Oh, I mean, you can get around that with a VPN, but I guess my point is that it depends, and yeah, it depends, Jordan, on what your specific data usage needs are. If you're someone who streams a lot of video and you're going to use more than 22 gigs, yeah, absolutely. Do what Dennis said, jump on Unlimited Elite. If you're someone who maybe uses a little bit less data, or maybe you're not streaming as much video, I would take a peek at AT&T Prepaid. It is listed as $75, but the auto pay brings it down to $60. And it just could be a slightly more affordable option that's giving you true unlimited data on the AT&T network.
Yeah, and one thing I will just say as a caveat, it's unfair to ask me my thoughts on AT&T because I do have discounts thanks to my old man. So I'm not really paying the true price. And it's also worth being said that AT&T has a lot of additional fees. Like, I think our elite plan with all the discounts is like 140, but then there's like $40 of like tax and fees that we have to pay for on top of it. So like, I don't know what that looks like on prepaid, but I don't know. Yeah, it just depends on what you want. If you want the most premium plan, the elite's definitely like.
I mean, you actually can't get anything better than that from a consumer standpoint. You can do business, but.
And HBO Max is a pretty sweet perk. Like if that was something you're going to pay for anyway, kind of nibbles down the amount of gap.
It's a good value. Like it becomes a better value. I will say we have some people here. Jose chiming in. AT&T prepaid unlimited plus is the best. So he looks like he's a fan of that. Art Dog is adding that AT&T prepaid was solid when Art Dog had them before. So Jordan, I use at least 100 gigs a month, dude. Ultimate Elite. What are you doing
all day? No question.
Yeah. We have another question here.
Yeah.
Side Biscuit, thank you so much for your super chat, my friend. We really, really appreciate it. Help support the show. T-Mobile Magenta Max is much better pricing than any of the carriers, most premium. Also, keep up the great work and content, gents. I love this stuff. I thought that was a question. It's not a question. It's a statement. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Magenta Max is hands down the best. It's the best value plan out right now. And I tried to articulate that in my Magenta Max explained video. The one caveat is you just need to make sure you have good T-Mobile coverage, right? And that varies by location to location. Dennis, I think T-Mobile is medium in your area. How is their performance there for you?
Well, as you know, I just started testing out the Verizon network, and Verizon made me realize that T-Mobile was better than I thought, but I wouldn't call them medium. I think they're both equally trash in my area.
Okay.
I mean, you saw the speeds that I sent you behind the scenes, right? Like 2 meg I was getting on US Mobile at Best, and T-Mobile I'm getting like 10, which is usable, but AT&T meanwhile is getting like 100 plus guaranteed.
So in Dennis's market, no questions asked. In my market, T-Mobile's totally fine. So yeah, I love Magenta Max and the idea behind it. And T-Mobile, I think, has a network that is capable of supporting those unlimited users with unlimited postpaid priority. So hopefully they improve in Dennis's market. But if you're in a good T-Mobile area, check it out.
Basically, in a nutshell, T-Mobile's got the best plans, but those plans aren't going to mean much if you can't really utilize them, right? Like if you have what good's 40 gigs of hotspot data if your hotspot speed is going to be 1.5 meg, right?
Right, exactly.
I will just say, though, I have an old OnePlus plan, and I will never switch off this, not even for Magenta Max, and I will hold on to this till the day I die because I know T-Mobile's network will eventually get better once N41 graces my sweet, sweet apartment complex.
Yeah, it's so true. Two Phones is saying that T-Mobile is bad in his location. However, Saren is saying my tele line gets 100 to 150 megabits per second here in Littleton on T-Mobile. So that's amazing. I mean, huge. Just really shows you how location varies. Location varies. Side Biscuit coming in. Just thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and it helps support the show. Putting this towards testing out some new lines. I actually do have someone brought up Tello. I think they're due for an update, so testing out that service. And of course, we will have much more content coming soon. Working on a US Mobile video. I missed their update on Monday, so I'm doing a dedicated video on that. But thank you so much. We really do appreciate it.
And Mark, thank you as well for the kind comments for the C-band. Don't worry. The US Mobile thing's not my primary line. I just wanted to do it because I wanted to be a man of my word to Ahmed that if he changed the plans to
test it out.
Yeah, I told him I would get a line. And just for funsies, and this is just I don't know how well you can see. This is a speed test.
Well, I'll full screen you, Dennis.
So I'm getting 3.74 on the down and like 4 upload. I really should fix this somehow.
It's so backwards. It's not. It's not great.
And not also great. My ping was actually good this time. It was 22 milliseconds, which that was good.
Oh man! All right, keep going, Dennis.
I was gonna say, although depending on how congested the network is, like earlier today at around 4:30, I ran a test. My ping was like 50 with a jitter of 100, and my download speed was 0.5 and my upload speed was 0.5. But
that's tough. Okay, we have a question from Ed. Ed, I see your question. I'm going to quickly take a slight pivot and then get back to it. And the thing I wanted to bring up is while Dennis was talking about his US mobile experience, this is a sneak peek behind the scenes. I'm kind of excited to show you this. I have been doing testing of Verizon versus AT&T. Sorry, I'm on the wrong window. Verizon versus US Mobile versus Visible, okay? And I've been checking this out, and you can see LTE US Mobile actually performed the best in this location with really good ping and jitter performance. Visible's ping and jitter, let me zoom in even more so it's obnoxiously big. Look at that ping, 154 ping, 135 jitter. Crazy. And so I'm going to have a video out, I would say soon, but like I honestly have no idea. Like I'm working on it, guys. But this is a sneak peek where I was testing out the performance. Visible had really high pings here, 118 ping and 9 jitter, whereas US Mobile 17 ping, 4 jitter. And I'm kind of comparing that performance. What's the experience like? Is one better than the other? And some super interesting results that I'm hoping to synthesize. You can see my notes on the side here. I was going through, but yeah,
Stetson,
I wanted to kind of.
It's so much better than mine. All of your carriers perform exceptionally well.
Pretty well. What's the other one? Yeah, US Mobile actually performed fastest on 2 of my tests, despite being deprioritized, which I thought was crazy. Maybe I'll check that, see if they actually are still. They should be. But yeah. Anyway, that was what I wanted to touch on. We're pulling Ed's question up now.
And Stetson, while you're pulling up Ed's question, can you pull up the little ranking queue? Some people in the audience were asking if we could see that again.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll pull it up. This is our rank. I'll scroll down a little bit so you can see everything. I'll zoom out. Nope, zoomed out on the wrong page. There you go. It's kind of there. Ed, good prepaid plan for tablets on which network? I believe. All right, so Ed, confession, I really want to get a cellular tablet so I can test this more accurately. I believe US Mobile's plans work on tablets if you're interested in getting one. So that's going to give you either T-Mobile or Verizon coverage based on what your needs are. And let's just go to the US Mobile website. So I'll swap over for anyone who's watching. We'll get back to that. So on the US Mobile website, you actually have the option, if you'd like, to build your own plan, and you can choose how much data you want. You can get 15 gigs for $26, which is pretty good. Or I believe their unlimited plans will work. So you can actually get 18 gigs for $25. So I do want to test and confirm. I'm hoping Apple will have an event March 23rd of this month, and then I can scoop up a new cellular iPad mini or something like that. Though I think this would probably be my number one pick just because of the flexibility and affordability, and it's on both networks.
My pick would probably be AT&T for tablets.
Okay. Yeah, let me see if I can. Let's get this out of here. I'll see if or Dennis, do you have a link for what their tablet plans offer? Actually, I think I have it, but I don't know if it's prepaid.
I'm trying to find the link on their webpage, but I remember that AT&T used to have this god tier like unlimited plan for tablets that they pulled and then brought back because people were abusing it. And I just know it's a really good plan. AT&T's website's not treating me very kindly. It's making me feel a little silly.
Here we go. Yeah, I actually think this is the link, Dennis. So let me open this up. Yeah, nice and chunky. Look at this interface. So you guys see this?
They kind of hide it. They hide it a little bit, but scroll down a little bit. I swear they had an unlimited plan.
Yeah, they did. They killed it because people were using it as unlimited home internet data is what they were doing.
I swore they brought it back though. I thought they brought it back with the elite plan.
I don't think so. If you find it, I would be amazed. But I think they were just like, yeah, our network can't handle this, so they killed it.
Well,
which really actually that should indicate on the flip side that they should be pursuing like a wireless home internet solution. Like customers are already using their service for that. Why not offer a way to provide a better experience at a slightly higher price? So looks like 25 gigs for $35. That's like not bad. And actually, Ed, I think I have a page on my website that lists out all of the tablet plans. So I'm gonna pull the site while I try and find that for you.
Yeah, they used to have a God tier plan, but I guess it doesn't exist anymore, which kind of stinks. But you
Does stink.
mentioned prepaid, Stetson. I was looking at their prepaid plans. They got a 40 gig plan for $75 with 5G included.
That's pretty good. Yeah, let me see if I can pull this for you. Working on it, Ed. I should really add a link in the nav bar. So many. It's a delicate balance. The website updates versus the YouTube videos. Delicate balance. Trying to bring value and information on both fronts. And it is gonna be all hotspot plans. So let me see.
Didn't T-Mobile used to have a free plan where they give you like 500 megabytes of data per month for free?
Here we go. I can't remember that. Anyone in the audience or the chat know that? All right, Ed. Hopefully this helps you. All hotspot plans. Check this out. Check this out. This is the page on the site. I tried to compile everything. What you get from US Mobile. What you get from. I'm not actually sure if Tello works in hotspots. I'd probably say I have 70% confidence they do. And that's definitely something I should check and look more into before I go out and recommend it. But you can kind of look at what the options are, how much you're paying, how much data you're getting. I would say you're kind of looking at, oh, I should kill Ven Mobile. That's not a good option. Do not get Ven Mobile. But yeah, I think US Mobile, AT&T prepaid, AT&T tablet, those are probably going to be your better options. Cricket, but you might need a Cricket line. So just check on that. I hope that's helpful.
Yeah. Did anybody know?
Dennis, I want to come back to you. Chame is saying you're actually correct. They still have the iPad plan unlimited for $20 a month. If anyone can find that and send us a link, please do.
Because that would probably be the best tablet plan.
100%. No questions asked. AT&T, great network in most markets.
Oh, that's T-Mobile we're talking about for the iPad plan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Ed, following your question thread here, if going with US Mobile, should I look for a GSM unlocked tablet?
Tablets are a little interesting when it comes to network support. I'm just going to say it like this. You should probably just get the tablet from the person you want to use it with.
Yeah, so if you have good T-Mobile coverage, get a T-Mobile tablet. That will work on US Mobile. If you have good Verizon coverage, get a Verizon tablet, and that will work on US Mobile Super LTE. I do wish I could test that, but I'm pretty sure. Feel free to reach out to US Mobile customer support just to check, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I'm saying this would actually be the one time, Stetson, where I would encourage them to buy from their carrier, like the tablet. Like, we had an episode talking about unlocked phones. I'm saying buy it from the carrier, because I'll use an example. Xfinity Mobile, for example. They do BYOD phones. They do BYOD on Apple smartwatches, but they don't do BYOD on tablets. You have to buy a tablet through them, and yeah, like they force you to buy the tablet through them. And the reason why I know this is because they were doing like a free deal for or not free, but it was like $2 a month for like an iPad Pro. So it was like $800 off or something crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, an iPad Pro. I haven't upgraded my iPad in a while. What's the catch? Well, first off, the catch was that there was a $10 charge on top of having to pay for the data. So it was really expensive. But also I asked, like, what if I just wanted to bring in a tablet for whatever reason? And they're like, no. But anywho, I would definitely look. Okay, so people are definitely commenting in here about the plans. What are you highlighting?
Is the $20 unlimited? Is that T-Mobile or is that still the AT&T one that's just like lurking about? Chame is saying you can find it on eBay.
He might be referring to the AT&T plan then.
Yeah, I think that eBay sketches me out a little bit. Chame, if you had a good experience on that, I'm concerned they're like going to grab my money and shut the account or whatever.
Well, you could just do by PayPal, and then if they screw you over, just charge back.
Yeah. I guess that's true. One thing I'm looking at this. So this is jumping back to Ed. So first of all, you're very welcome. Please do let me know. I think I've decided Twitter is probably the best place to get my attention. I check that too frequently, I would say. It's great. I love it. And let me see. I've been thinking iPad Mini 5. I was thinking about getting this so I could test, but yeah, it's or maybe even an iPad Mini 4. But the problem is Apple doesn't update the iPad Mini very frequently, and yeah, you want the better processor. You can find one on Swappa, and there is a link in the description for Swappa if you're interested. You can get one unlocked 250, Verizon 260. Those are starting prices, but decent.
I know this is going to be a dumb question, Stetson, but like,
Yeah.
if I had like Magenta Max, for example, and I added a tablet on, right, for $20, wouldn't it just get the same unlimited data that Magenta Max has?
Ooh, that's actually a good question. Our friend Austin Lutz, we had on the podcast a few weeks ago. He got one of those free T-Mobile lines.
Yeah.
And he put it in his tablet. I believe T-Mobile recognizes that it's in a tablet, and I think what they do is, I think you just get the Magenta Max plan, but on the tablet. I think that's actually what they do.
So that would be the move then. You get your phone and then the tablet on the same network, and then there you go.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's expensive, but it's unlimited.
We're asking about the best here. We're not asking what price.
I guess that's true. No stipulation was given
here
on price. So yeah, that would be the best. The caveat with T-Mobile, I'm remembering now, is if you try and put it in a router or modem, T-Mobile will detect that and actually deduct that data and count it as hotspot data. So you'd only get 40 gigs if you were to put it in a router or modem.
Here's a workaround. You get Visible on your smartphone and just use Hotspot for your tablet.
Yeah, please actually don't. I like Visible. I don't want them to like freak out and have to cap it at 5 megabits per second again or do something like that.
Dude, there's a whole subreddit talking about how to use Visible as their home ISP replacement.
No, they're going to ruin it for everyone. Oh,
ruin
man.
it. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Please don't. It doesn't matter. I'll never use it. But
it shows that there's a market. Like, people need this. And so if Verizon were to offer some sort of solution, I think it would be incredible. The other thing, I don't have it with me, but I heard Visible actually upped the hotspot speed cap from 5 megabits per second to 10 megabits per second. I don't know if they'll do an official announcement
they were
on
never
that.
really enforcing it to begin with.
That's also true. They also said limited to like one device, and I got like 4 on it. So
yeah, I want to know how they're going to limit it specifically. And even if they did limit it to one device, all I'd have to do is just USB tether it to my computer and have my computer broadcast a Wi-Fi signal for the rest of my devices to connect to. Boom, problem solved.
Problem solved. I mean, I guess hotspot would be like if you're traveling, that might be less of a feasible option. If you're someone like Dennis and you are just a tech whiz and able to set that up, then yeah, you can probably find a way around it.
Well, thank you, Stetson. You give me too much credit. But man, we are getting a lot of questions. I really appreciate everybody performing in the audience. I'm sorry if we haven't been keeping up very well. Stetson, Anthony asked, what is the top unlocked Android phones that work with Verizon and T-Mobile? And he would like it to be a current or future phone using the Snapdragon 888.
If I was looking for a phone with the Snapdragon 888, I would wait until March 23rd for OnePlus to drop their OnePlus 9 and see what that is. Okay, just to make sure you have all the options that's going to give you the best phone for your needs. Then I would probably say S21 Ultra is the top dog right now in terms of the Snapdragon 888, and I would probably go either that or OnePlus 9, again, depending on what OnePlus 9 is.
How about the
Dennis,
ROG phone?
Your take?
What about the ROG phone, man?
I would not get the ROG phone. Not for me. Not for me. It may be, Anthony, like if you like the ROG phone, Dennis and I talked about it in our bonus after show on Thursday, so a couple days ago. You can check that out. I would go S21 Ultra or OnePlus 9. I like OnePlus software a lot, so I might lean OnePlus 9 route, but we just haven't confirmed if they're a Snapdragon 888 lock yet. So
yeah, I mean, I actually agree. I was going to say the Samsung pick as well. I mean, Samsung, universally supported. It's got the boot files. It's probably your best pick. Honestly, I've already said my grievances with the S21 Ultra or S21 in general this year. But for right now, at least, if the Snapdragon 888 if the Snapdragon 888 is what you want, S21 Ultra is kind of the top dog. I personally would vote to wait even longer until like winter time to see what the Note looks like this year.
Oh, that could actually be. I think they come out more closer to August, I want to say, or summer.
Yeah, but I would wait to see what that looks like because I'm sure the Note is gonna just mop the floor with the S series as it always does typically every year. So
I hope so. I hope so. So, I mean, that is, I mean, I don't want to plug them too much, but I do like this actually blows my mind and I'm a little bit upset about it. So let me
you plug and swappa.
I'm plug-in Swappa. I love this site. I use it all the time. I've bought and sold on this site. Check it out. Swappa S21 Ultra 5. Guys, are you seeing what I'm seeing? $825 starting price unlocked. That is absolutely insane. That is almost $400 off, $375 off. Let's see what we got in the listings. All right. So sometimes here it is, mint unlocked, $825. You might not be getting accessories with this, but damn. Like, I'm thinking of buying it. That's how good that deal is. So there you go. You can see the pictures of the phones and check it out if you're interested. Again, Swappa link is in the video description. I'm an affiliate partner of Swappa. If you make a qualifying purchase, I will earn commission. But I genuinely love the site and used it well before they reached out and I was able to join that program. So
there was a comment from above as well.
Hi, Dennis's family. We appreciate you. Dennis, should I remove you for the stream for a bit and then have you come back in like 5?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Sorry about that. I mean, it was bound to happen one day, right? It happens to every. I'm sure there's going to be a clip on Reddit like, look at this streamer not being professional at all, but totally fine. What was I gonna?
While you were
say?
scrolling up, I was thinking you were going to talk about the visible sub thread we had going on there, but I wasn't sure.
Yes, that was the thing I wanted to talk about, and then there was a comment that caught my eye. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, let's do the visible sub. No, that's not what I wanted to talk about.
I'll do it, and you can think about what you wanted. How about that?
Yeah, actually, let's do the pull me off the stream thing for a moment. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, we're pulling Dennis. Just me hanging on here. So yeah, Chaim is actually chiming in that someone used 30 terabytes and claimed that Visible had a data cap. If I discovered a user that was using 30 terabytes on my network, you bet I would be capping their data. I would. That's like network abuse. That's crazy. Chaim did provide a link for anyone who's interested in kind of following that story. I like how the URL is a warning. There's a warning in there. Like, guys, who's trying to use 30 terabyte? That's insane. That is an insane amount of data. But there you go. We had someone comment about the Redmi Note 10. I'm actually a little bit less familiar with that. I believe that's maybe more targeted for like the Indian market or markets outside the United States. So take a look if you're interested. But yeah, I stand by that. Anthony, thanks, Stetson. Dennis, I just hope the OnePlus 9 Pro will be compatible with both networks in 4G and 5G bands. Would you recommend I buy directly from OnePlus? Anthony, that's a great question. I probably would recommend you buy directly from OnePlus unless you need Verizon. In that case, you may consider actually buying from Verizon because that way you're getting the phone that has the Verizon bands. Last year, I think with OnePlus 8 and the 8 Pro, it was actually the regular 8. There was a special Verizon variant that got the millimeter wave support. And so you're going to want to make sure, just check online, check when the phones come out, and make sure you're getting the phone that has the bands that you need. So that's what I would say. And it looks like Dennis is returning to his battle station here. Dennis, are you good to come online again? Give me like a nod or something. Okay, he's back. We're bringing him back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine.
Cool.
Let's see.
Sorry about that, guys. What did I miss?
We had a super chat from Jesse. So Jesse, I want to thank you so much for your support. It was ironically, humorously timed when Dennis's parents came on, so I think that's pretty funny. But great. Chaim is chiming in that he loves Samsung because of their customization. I have mixed feelings about the S21 software experience. I'm used to using custom launchers, but I'm finding when I swipe up to go home, there's like a flash on the screen, and it's like unresponsive for a second, so I'm stuck on the default launcher. Yeah,
I think Samsung's One UI has been pivotal. In fact, I've been seeing stock Android adopt a lot of the features that have been in One UI, and I've also been seeing a lot of other OEMs do the same, like Oppo.
Oppo, yeah.
Oppo. I'm sorry if I mispronounced their name. Yeah, MKBHD was doing a review on their new phone with like the microscopic lens, and a lot of their design language kind of reminded me of some things that Samsung does. So I don't know, love it or hate it. Saren says, "Thank you, Stetson. I agree completely. My home internet with Comcast, we use 2 terabytes for 3 people. $30 is crazy."
No, 30 terabytes. There was a user who used 30 terabytes on Visible, and they were complaining that it was capped. It's like,
oh my god.
Yeah, of course. That's insane. I can't even imagine. Just Roy Jones, Dennis, blink if you need help. No, Dennis is fine, guys.
I'm fine. My parents they're just being cool parents. They brought me some food. They're kind of awesome. My mom didn't tell me she was coming up today, so I didn't know.
Oh, that'll do it. The surprise Saturday evening, bring you food. Okay, Brett has a great question. Is there a huge difference in T-Mobile and Mint? Mint uses T-Mobile towers, and in my area on Mint, I can barely get any signal on my S21 FE indoors. Is it the service different on T-Mobile? Is the service different on T-Mobile? Brett, my current understanding is that the service should be the same. The only difference would be the data prioritization. And my guess is that's going to be not a huge impact because I think T-Mobile's network typically has pretty good capacity. I would be curious if you wanted to try that out. I personally will be putting that to the test, but it's just a little bit lower on my video priority list. I want to do some best plans videos. I want to do some reviews and get those out as I'm paying for the service. But yeah, I use Mint personally, and so this is something I can test.
The big difference in coverage is going to come from the fact that Mint doesn't have access to roaming.
Oh, that's a good point. So, Brett, if for whatever reason you happen to be in a roaming, but you're only getting 200 megabytes of roaming data on T-Mobile anyway.
But I meant not just roaming, but I meant like even when it comes to like Sprint cell sites, like old legacy Sprint sites.
Oh, you can use that?
Yeah, like T-Mobile now you can force yourself to connect to like band 25, band 26. I am 95% sure Mint Mobile you still can't do that with. Pretty sure Mint just connects to the native T-Mobile network, period. So whatever was pre-merger.
Yeah, so I think it does depend. Art Dog is suggesting that Mint is the prioritized. I'll put that to the test. I'm genuinely curious what's going on. Jesse, thank you so much for the super chat, Jesse. We really appreciate it. Do you think Magenta Max will get any better? Because as of right now, it's the ultimate plan, and that I'm getting steady 150 megabytes per second, no matter what time of day.
I think it could get better. Unlimited hotspot would be the way to do it.
Unlimited hotspot would be great. If they could bump up the international features and like maybe do something international with eSIM, that would be awesome. Like anything faster than 256 kilobits per second.
Dude, if they wanted to make Magenta Max the best plan, period, they would basically have a baby between their old T-Mobile international plan back in the day and Magenta Max. So you get unlimited priority, unlimited hotspot, and internationally they would give you like an allotment of so many gigabytes of fast LTE data to use when you're roaming. Let's say like 5 gigs.
A gig per day or 5 gigs per month.
Yeah, something like that that's already natively baked in. And on top of that, when you're internationally roaming, they'll allow for hotspot as well. That would be the way to make it God tier.
Yeah, it's already incredible, and the taxes and fees included already make it great.
Ooh, bump up Netflix to standard for the single line users too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? Forget standard 4K. Full 4K Netflix for single line users.
I mean, AT&T does it with HBO, and HBO is $15, so Netflix is $18. It's not that much of a difference.
Yeah, Netflix is too big. They think they're too big. We had so many. The chat's going crazy right now. T-Mobile gets roaming, so Dennis confirmed that. Is Cricket roaming any good? The truth is I don't know. Cricket is at 8 megabits per second, though, and we'll do AT&T. Should we do AT&T next or Verizon next week? We haven't decided.
Man. We can do AT&T next. Why not?
Okay, AT&T. We'll do AT&T next.
We might even be able to bang out both of them, honestly. AT&T
that was pretty quick. We'll see. I might try and set up something a little different because I think it'd be fun to get some live audience votes in. But it was still sweet having one. Who's just switched? Here we go. Efren. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I just switched from Visible to US Mobile. I'm curious, what was your experience like? Have you noticed a difference? I previously shared my spreadsheet with the live chat, and I noticed in my area that US Mobile was performing much better. better than I thought it would for such a difference. So I'm curious if you feel like you're noticing a similar difference in performance in your area. This is kind of what I'm still color coding everything, but US Mobile was doing really, really solid in so far two of the locations. So there's 4 plans. So 4 stripes is like anyway, in 2 of them, US Mobile has actually come out on top ahead of the postpaid Verizon plan. So I'm not sure I fully understand that, but that's great sign for US Mobile customers. Cricket actually does still have the 8 megabit per second throttle. It just depends what plan you purchase. I believe their $50 plan has it, and the $60 plan with 15 gigs of hotspot is the plan that had it removed. So you do want to up the plan on Cricket, but then if you're paying $65 a month, maybe it's better.
AT&T prepaid.
Yeah, AT&T prepaid. Then you're getting postpaid priority along with no throttle. So, Landmark CM, can anyone confirm? Does Visible get like the last priority? Yes, 100%. We can confirm it. I did a Verizon versus Visible speed test. It's bottom of the barrel, QCI 9.
And it has a terrible way to route the traffic. It's using a whole different network, separate network core, which is why your latency is so high on it.
Yeah, and my testing, the funny thing is with my speed test that I did, this was actually when Visible was doing maintenance on their Colorado server, so my pings were like through the roof, even though I'm right next to one of their servers.
Which I actually like 3 servers.
I think they actually have 2, Colorado, New Jersey, and I think they're setting up more. But what's funny is I think the testing is actually more valid because my experience is now going to be it's more going to be more similar to what other people will be experiencing because not everyone's in Colorado right next to a server. Not everyone's in New Jersey right next to a server.
And not everybody has ideal conditions with perfectly brand new phones that can carrier aggregate with all the different bands.
That's true.
Bahava Patel asks, what's the best company for 5 lines with basic plans and iPhone 12 series upgrade?
Let me see. Where did you see that comment?
It's right after the Landmark one.
Oh, thank you. Ooh. All right, let me see if I can pull something up. Dennis, do you have any thoughts on this while I try and pull something up?
Yeah, I mean, if he wants I don't know what he means by basic per se, but I was gonna say either US Mobile 4 lines of unlimited.
Oh shoot, that's such a good option. Yeah.
Like I was thinking US Mobile 5 lines, unlimited everything. You could do 5 lines with US Mobile, right?
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, so US Mobile 5 lines, and then that way you can pick your 2 streaming services, and you have unlimited data. And I think each line's only like $25 a line at that point.
Yeah, $25 per line, taxes and fees included, and you get to choose 2 perks, which is insane.
Yeah, which 2 of those perks can basically make it like you have a free line because Netflix is like $15 and pick Spotify, it's like $25 right there.
Yeah, 100%.
But I was thinking either US Mobile, another contender for that spot though was T-Mobile Magenta.
Okay.
Because
T-Mobile
Magenta is doing the free line deal right now still, right? So I feel like with the tax and fees also being included on T-Mobile Magenta, I mean, it's going to be a little bit more money, but not so much more that I don't think it's worth considering. And then my last possible pick for that would be looking at your cable provider. Believe it or not, like if you don't need an unlimited plan, we've talked about this on the show before, but like Spectrum and Xfinity, they offer like these shared data plans like the olden days. You can get like a 10 gig shared data plan. It's like $60. And then with like tax and fees, it comes out like $68. Like that would be your monthly cell phone bill for the 5 lines, which, I mean, if we're talking about being cheap, that's about as cheap as it gets. But he also asked about upgrades. And
yeah. Okay, so I got you. Check this out. So this is very similar and slightly different. I did a Galaxy S21 cost analysis, okay? This is what I found for family plans. This is taking advantage of a trade-in promotion where you are getting $800 off the S21 Ultra, which would basically be equivalent to the pricing for the 2-year total will be different for you, but the price difference will be the same because you are able to still get the same $800 off on the iPhone 12 model. So if you have an eligible trade-in device, T-Mobile is actually the cheapest. This is for a 4-line plan, but it should still be the cheapest for a 5-line plan. Next, you have AT&T, and next you have Verizon. So I would consider AT&T or T-Mobile, and then from there, see what trade-in options you have available.
So I want to take this as a quick chance, by the way, to thank Brat Nanya for the donation. He commented that he tried Mint for about 90 days, switching from Cricket, and he gave his zip code, which shouldn't do that in the future, man. But I could barely get regular text messages out indoors and had to go out and send picture messages. Net service, no go. But I am sorry to hear about that experience, man. Like my experience has been, areas are definitely, networks are definitely location dependent. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. And then also Rob Navarro, thank you as well for the donation. He says, I switched from Visible to Mint in my area of New York City because he thought Visible would have been amazing for $25, but overall better experience on Mint in his opinion.
That's probably a combination of Visible's higher latency, Verizon possible network congestion, because their network is, I think it's probably the most congested because they do have the most subscribers, and then the T-Mobile network on Mint. So yeah, I'm glad you're having a better experience and still getting an affordable plan that meets your needs.
I just don't understand it though, because like you would think AT&T would be more congested, seeing as they were in a similar position as Verizon, but like,
well, they actually announced at their Analyst Day event on Friday that their network is only operating at 70% capacity or something like that. Like,
yeah, that's why it's surprising. Like, that's why I don't get it.
Yeah.
Because Verizon's way more aggressive with their like with their plans. Like they cap everything out at 720p. Like they got a lot of things in place for network management that AT&T isn't doing, and that's why it's surprising to me. You get what I'm saying? Like you figure your average AT&T user is probably streaming at full 1080p or better. No one on Verizon can get past 720p, which significantly reduces the amount of video traffic for Verizon. And they have other, throttling caveat methods in place, right? Like their soft cap or their priority data they give on their Play More is only 50 gigs. AT&T does 100.
Yeah, they actually Verizon reduced the priority data from 75 gigs to 50 gigs, and they implemented a 480p speed cap by default on all their plans and made it so users had to go into their settings to enable HD streaming at up to 720p, so not even full HD.
Stetson, do you remember when they did this, by the way? Like when Verizon did this a few years back, they were super shady about it. They didn't tell anybody that they changed their video resolution. Do you remember this back in the day?
Yeah, I did a video when they changed the resolution from whatever it was, the 480p by default, but maybe it happened before that as well.
Yeah, basically Verizon just implemented the change without telling anybody for all plans. And people only found out because of Stats for Nerds on YouTube, and then people were like freaking out on Reddit, is what I remember.
Crazy.
They did it in the shadiest way possible.
That's such a Verizon. I mean, the thing is, like, most customers probably wouldn't notice, but then you get the enthusiasts who do notice, and there is outcry. People grab their pitchfork. I mean, my pitchfork's right back there. We can, get it out. They should be more transparent about that. If you sign up for a plan that supports something, you want that feature.
Well, here's the thing that companies need to understand. Like, obviously, companies can't always target us, the niche people. But what they got to understand is that they got to keep the niche person happy, because us niche people are the ones that tell the average consumer, yeah, this is what you should do. This is why you should support it, right?
Yeah.
And I also just want to say, big companies like Verizon are very curious, per-curious to me, because I told you about my experience with Verizon Wireless, which I'll never forget, right?
Right.
But meanwhile, I'm going to be going with Fios for my home internet, my house that I'm buying. And the experience dealing with Fios is like totally different. It's almost like they're two separate companies. Like, I talked to a Verizon Wireless rep asking for a price, and I get someone that's snippy and telling me about, they can't give me an out-the-door quote for like what pricing looks like. Meanwhile, I message a person from Fios because I'm telling my house almost built, like, what do I need to do? Do I need to do anything with you guys for construction? And they're super kind of like, yeah, don't worry. Everything is hunky-dory. Like, I don't get it. Like, I really don't.
Maybe it's different departments or something like that.
It feels like they're two different companies. It really does.
It could be, Dennis. Verizon's so huge, it could be. We had a great question from Mo here. What plans have international roaming? I just know US Mobile are there any other providers? My budget is $30 per month. So Mo, if you are interested in international roaming, the number one best plan I would say is probably Google Fi, because you just use your phone as normal outside the United States, and it's $10 per gig of usage, which is the same rate as if you were inside the United States. Unfortunately, that is very expensive, and I actually love what US Mobile is doing, where with US Mobile's, like let's say you got the $20 12 gig plan. That would actually include 10 gigs, up to 10 gigs of international data roaming via eSIM. So if your phone is eSIM compatible, that's if it's an iPhone 10 or iPhone 8 or newer, or some, I think just Pixel at this point for Android phones. But if you have a compatible phone, you're getting 10 gigs of international data roaming included each month. So I think US Mobile is the best bet. Other carriers offer it, like Mint Mobile, but they charge very expensive rates. I've seen up to $2,000 per gigabyte. Okay, that's insane. So yeah, I'd probably go US Mobile or consider other eSIM international data roaming plans.
So Patrick asked a pretty good question, or a decent question I think we should address. It's up a little bit at 8:31 p.m.
Okay, let's see. Here we go.
He asked, how does changing video resolution work? Like if a carrier caps at 40p, but I can still select 1440p on YouTube and stream off the app. Is it really playing in 1440p? Patrick, so to answer your question, the video is going to attempt to load in 1440p if you manually select it. Some streaming services won't even make the change. They'll still downplay it automatically, but something like YouTube, you can force it. The problem is that this cap that we're talking about is like a hard throttle that the carrier is doing. Basically, they're inspecting your traffic. They're looking at like what server you connected to, and they're seeing like, oh, he's connecting to fast.com, which is Netflix. And they're literally throttling your data speed that you can get to approximately 2 megabits per second, which is going to force Netflix to just autoplay in 480p. Now, you can go in and try to do something else, but you're going to be buffering for a very long time.
Dennis summarized that beautifully. I think the best way to kind of show this is if you actually get the Open Signal application. That's overexposed. The Open Signal application, which is this guy right here, they do have a video test, which is this button, and the test kind of does what Dennis illustrates, where it streams a 1080p video. If your speeds are capped, the video will slow down and buffer, and it won't load properly. And so if you're watching a lot of video content, getting a plan that supports the higher bitrate is really going to improve your video watching and streaming experience on mobile.
Yeah, like even if you're watching a lower resolution video, it's still nice to have that extra bandwidth, so that way you can kind of skip through it much quicker. Realistically speaking, I think me and Stetson agreed on this. Anything less than 8 megabits per second is pretty rough, right?
Yeah, I mean, you need 25 megabits per second for 4K, and so yeah, if you're getting capped in any way, I mean, I love watching video content, and I know how much effort goes into producing video content. So I'm watching on my iMac right here or our TV downstairs. I'm not really watching on mobile, but for people who do enjoy watching on mobile, yeah, you definitely want that. We had actually a great question from Michael. Samsung Galaxy uses eSIM? No. The answer right now is no. Okay, Samsung officially supports, they say they support eSIM, but we have not gotten the update to enable eSIM on the Galaxy S21. I chatted with Samsung, and they said the update should be coming mid-year to T-Mobile Samsung devices first. It's not here. I'm not aware of any Samsung device that is successfully able to use eSIM within the United States. So,
yeah, it's unfortunate because it's literally just a software thing. Like, they actually have everything that's inside necessarily in the device.
The hardware is there.
They're just not implementing it, man. And it's really frustrating because for the second time in a row, they marketed that on their website.
I feel very angry about that. That's one thing I'm very frustrated with. And I'm a huge eSIM person, proponent, supporter. I love it. Unfortunately, it's disabled. Yeah, Saren, yeah, it's disabled. So, we had another good question. It was about Mint versus US Mobile. Radioactive Candy, thank you for your question. Do you think US Mobile's unlimited plan is now better than Mint's unlimited?
Yes.
Yeah, that's actually a solid yes for me. I mean, we ranked it on our chart here. Let me see if I can pull that up. We actually did have it above. We put it in the same. We put one plan on the same tier and one plan above. Oops, I'm zooming in the live stream window on the back end. So we put US Mobile 55 as a Class B. Class C, US Mobile was tied. But if you are looking for unlimited data on the T-Mobile network, I think the flexibility of month to month on US Mobile probably is going to be a good option. And their interface is so slick.
I want to add a caveat. If you do with Verizon, I think the $45 plan is better than Mint Mobile still. If you like, for me personally, if you're picking US Mobile, I personally feel like you should be selecting the Verizon network.
I think I would say you almost have to.
Yeah. But in my personal opinion, I think US Mobile is better in every way. Hopefully we never get
the interface.
Ryan I hope we don't get Ryan on, but for me personally, I think US Mobile is better in every way to Mint because I don't like annual plans for 99.99% of things. $45 all in is not bad. It's
actually great.
I do wish Hotspot was included, even if it was capped at like 2G speeds. It would have been nice, but overall, I think the plan is legit. And at the end of the day, though, it's going to come down to the market, though, because like if your market looks like mine right now with my Verizon speed test, then I would probably pick Mint Mobile. Even though I bragged on T-Mobile, this experience using Verizon's network has made me realize that T-Mobile is not as bad as I thought it could be. So in that circumstance, I'd probably pick Mint and use the T-Mobile network, especially because Mint does have support for Wi-Fi calling, which is something incredibly useful if both networks are poor. And then also, I do respect the fact that Mint Mobile supports eSIM.
It's huge. Yeah, I think the feature support is there on Mint. If you're on T-Mobile, I would probably go Mint, especially if you can afford that upfront cost. If you are between the two and you get good on Verizon, good service on T-Mobile, I think US Mobile, $45 all in is a really good value. And speaking of US Mobile, Dennis, I don't know if you've seen this, if you've created your US Mobile account yet, but US Mobile just updated their account dashboard. It is looking so slick and so nice. So this is my personal dashboard with a test line I've been using. Check out this new interface. You have this side selection on the left here. Usage analytics is brand new. I've been testing this out. You can see your weekly usage. I can select just one phone number and easily jump between them. It looks so nice. If we go to a month view, you get your report of your daily average usage and your monthly total. So this will better help you identify what plan is best for your needs based on your usage.
I saw that in Stetson. Two things I thought about when I did this. One, I used your referral code for your parents.
Boom.
That was the one I found because it was hard to find the other one. But two, I thought about I should have just asked you to go on your plan together, but I didn't because we could have.
Yeah. Got a discount?
Got a discount, got the Netflix. But, dude, one thing I wanted to say that surprised me, I got a new number from US Mobile. Not a single robocall or spam text.
I honestly don't know what goes into that.
I'm not going to lie. This number is so good. I think I'm going to port it out to Google Voice and actually No, I'm actually super mad. So my T-Mobile line gets just freaking thrashed with so much junk calls. And I've had it now for like 6 years. This number I just got, and it's on a prepaid carrier, remember? It's clean as all can be. And it's got the Pittsburgh area code that I want because my other number I have does not have a Pittsburgh area code. This one does. I'm really tempted to either – I'm not going to port it into T-Mobile because I don't feel like changing all my two-factor authentication, but I'm really tempted to port over to Google Voice and just use that for I don't know what, but it's a good number. It's a clean number.
Yeah. Saren D had a really good point. US mobile data is still usable after you use it all too. So, yes, you get 1 megabit per second speeds, and that's fantastic for people looking at unlimited. We have Carlos S Tech in the chat. Carlos, thank you for joining us. Carlos is highlighting a Verizon postpaid deal where you can get $5 unlimited start lines with a free iPhone 20 SE, iPhone SE 2020 if you want, and it's $25 a month with a free phone. Just the first line has to be normal price. Interesting deal. We we don't really like the Start Unlimited plans because they are deprioritized. But for people looking for that phone and plan combo, that could be good. Rob highlighting that US Mobile is killing it. We're fully on board. We might actually have Ahmed back this week on Thursday for the podcast, so get excited for that. And if you're interested in asking him a question, consider joining our Patreon, because our Patreon supporters up there, we let them ask questions. We give them full access, say, hey, what questions do you want us to ask Ahmed? And we always make those a priority. So I think that could be really fun.
Yeah, and Carlos also chimed in. He said it's because, when I was talking about the phone number, he said it's because they sell, T-Mobile sells my number apparently, and Verizon doesn't.
I'm unsure about that.
I don't know, Carlos. Can you I don't actually know if that's like a thing. Like I know they made a change about like opting you in to sell your data, but can you somehow confirm or deny that, or tell me how you know that?
Yeah, I'm skeptical. I think they sell user data in terms of for targeting you with ads. I'm not sure they give away your phone number. I think if a phone number is recycled and it is part of an existing spam group, then I think you're just going to inherit that spam. That's my understanding of it.
Also, depending on where your number is in the order, like if you have a 00 number, you're more likely to get hit because that's like the start of the chain. But
pro tip from Anthony coming in clutch here: make sure you add your phone numbers to the National Do Not Call Registry. Just Google it. Thank you.
Oh, I did, and it did no good for me, man.
I will be taking note of that and doing it right after this stream.
Man, those robocallers don't care.
Rob, thank you so much for your super chat, my friend. Visible had so much spam, it was ridiculous. I'm not even sure if that's a Visible thing or they're a recycled number that's just not as good.
Dude, it's an America problem. That's what it is. It's an America problem.
Oh, it's so bad. I get more spam calls than real calls. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
I'm not that bad just because of how many people need to talk to me on this phone for work, but I would say at least 45% of my calls are spam, and honestly, the scam filter does not work at all.
Oh, that's so interesting. I was wondering about that. I use just on iPhone. Guys, pro tip. Actually, let me... unfortunately, this iPhone has my personal number on it, so I can't... I should have brought my other ones. In your phone settings, which I'm going to make sure it doesn't have my number... here we go. This is it. This is what you want to do. I'm going to full screen this so you can take a look. Silence unknown callers. All right. That's all you got to do. I mean, this could be a problem if you're in a new market and, for me, I just moved here. I needed to make sure my landlord could reach me. I needed to make sure I could let's bring Dennis back. Sorry about that. I needed to make sure people who I may not have their phone numbers could contact me, which is why it was off. But yeah, that's a great way to just reduce the spam. If people need your attention, they should be in your contacts, or maybe there's another way to get a hold of you. But there you go. And yeah, so Saren is using Google Voice with call screening. That's awesome. I think Google is using it with, do they call that duplex? Google Duplex, I think is what they call it.
I'm not sure, but what I do know is that I hate that Google reserves some of their functionality just to their Pixel line.
Yeah.
That feature right there should be on every Android device. If Google put that on every Android phone, I guarantee you everyone would switch to Android. No one would want an iPhone anymore. That would be better than iMessage. That feature is so good because then
it's a great feature. It's a great.
Then if you hear one of those scam callers and it's just quiet, you just hang up. And if it is someone that's legitimate, they say their little piece that gets transcribed and you're good. As we're getting closer to the 2-hour mark, there was a topic I wanted to talk to you with, Stetson.
Yeah, absolutely.
From the Discord. And it's the one where I sent you with the schools and the cell towers.
Oh, yeah. Let me pull that up. Let me get this article up for everyone to take a look here. This is a really cool article that Dennis found. So what's going on here?
So basically, this school is kind of making their own cell network in a way for citizens. They're basically giving out free internet to everybody in the community to connect to help bridge the digital divide. And I saw this on my Google feed, and basically the genesis of why I thought this would be fun to talk about is, what if every school did this? What if your cell phone internet provider was your school district? Would you feel comfortable with something like that, Stetson?
Yeah, I'd be totally down with it. I think this is a great option. You're getting the school's getting internet, the community around it's getting internet. This is awesome.
Yeah, they've had fiber for like a decade, is what I remember reading, and they're basically just using that fiber line that they had ran to the school to redistribute the Wi-Fi again for free for everybody to use.
Yeah, that's
Um,
amazing. That's amazing. It looks like they were actually charging $25 a month for the hotspot device previously earlier in the year, and I'm imagining by building this tower, they were able to reduce that cost.
yeah, they were renting the equipment if they need to rent a hotspot, but I think you could just buy the hotspot too to own.
Yeah, yeah. That's an amazing idea. I love that implementation. I feel like schools are in good spots too, where once you have a fiber run there, the school itself, the students can get fast internet both in the building, and then they can provide fast internet for the campus and to local residents as well.
My question to you is, man, why do you think more schools aren't doing this, especially with COVID going on?
Probably knowledge, expertise, funding, and financing. That's my
But like, wouldn't this be a much more effective solution to get like internet out to those like hard to reach rural places?
Yeah, maybe.
Because schools typically are in a pretty central location too, right? Like,
You're correct. Yeah.
and you could easily add some repeaters along the way. Like, this would be way better than like having like a separate WISP company doing it because they'd have government funding already as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of times schools have deals with like these internet providers where they get like free, not free, but like heavily subsidized like costs that a private enterprise wouldn't have access to as far as like brokering a contract.
It could be
And
huge.
yeah. I don't know. I wonder what everybody else's thoughts were. I just thought this was really just insane.
Yeah, great use. I mean, my school, we had they blocked the Wi-Fi from students. One time the password leaked and it was like the greatest thing ever. But then they quickly changed the password and it was all sad again. Yeah, go ahead, Dennis.
I just had another thought though. What if this did take off and like the government came up with its own cell phone company to compete with T-Mobile, AT&T, and Sprint?
Would you sign up with the government's cell phone service?
Yeah. Like Obama phone 3.0, but for everybody.
I would try it. I don't think I would commit. I feel like Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, like they built the networks.
Mm-hmm.
So the government would need to either piggyback on one of the major carriers for service, or they would have to like use existing infrastructure, like rent space on a tower or something like that. So
I mean, they own all the utility pools.
Okay, all right, that's a very fair point. That's a very fair point.
Let me spin it off to you this way. How about this? I won't give the government like ultimate god tier powers. We'll say this. Every school district will have every school building will have a cell site. And then any like coverage outside of like that can't be reached by these school buildings or government owned buildings that they would put their equipment on, they would have a roaming agreement with like US Cellular and T-Mobile to fill in any gaps. Their pricing for the plan would be, let's say, $100 because it's the government and they want your tax money. Give me your taxes, and we'll say $100, and they give you just straight up unlimited data, period, unlimited. Would you sign up for that?
Maybe you're right. Maybe I'd give it a try. I mean, I review plans, so I'd give it a chance. My whole motto is finding the most affordable plan that meets my needs, and if that was the plan, I would switch in a heartbeat.
Really? Because your needs are someone that doesn't need unlimited.
Well, yeah, that plan would not be for me particularly, but like if I did need unlimited, that would, if they were able to provide home internet, that'd be pretty awesome too.
They would, but would you trade in your fiber for that?
If I was in a rural location.
I was about to say.
Only stipulation there. Also, I wanted to really quickly circle back to Carlos, and he was saying that read the T-Mobile terms and conditions. Apparently, this is from Carlos. He's saying you need to opt out of service prior to even getting the number, because once they assign your new number, it's sold to their third-party people. Even if you opt out, it's too late.
Well, that sucks.
So you need to do this as they're activating the new line to opt out. That's crazy. I had no idea.
Well,
Curious if anyone else has an experience with that too.
Well, 16-year-old me would definitely not have been smart enough to do that. So that explains why I've been so SOL.
Anthony, thank you for shout out. If you enjoy the stream, please consider subscribing. Stay tuned for more future content. Stay tuned for our friendly faces on Thursdays where we go live with the Best Phone Plans podcast. I mentioned we're having Ahmed Katak back on this Thursday, CEO of US Mobile. Super, super exciting. And consider joining the Patreon where you can submit a question that we will ask him.
Thank you, Anthony, for giving us a chance to shout out things. Stetson, there was Carlos Olivares asked if you knew about Nomad Internet. Are you familiar with that?
Ooh. Oh, I think they actually. It's funny. I think they actually reached out. Um,
Did
I
they
think they
really?
reached out on Instagram. I think they sent me a DM. They do eSIM plans. Is that correct?
No, they do home internet. Like they resell like AT&T, but for like home internet.
Oh no. So here's the company that reached out to me.
Like
But
similar to what T-Mobile's doing with their home internet, this is what Nomad does. Okay.
is this it or is this different? This is eSIM. This is eSIM.
Okay. Me and
So
you
someone-
are thinking of two different things.
Yeah. Who's in the chat? Can we get a confirmation on this? Which one is
Because the thing I was thinking of,
Carlos is asking about Nomad Internet. Carlos, is this Nomad Internet? I mean,
No,
this is a
that's
slick
not
looking.
it.
This is
That
not
is-
it.
that's not
Let's
it.
get this out of here. Who thought of that?
Link, here you go.
Oh, duh. The website that's literally Nomad Internet. Let me pull this up. Thank you, Dennis. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. This is what we're talking about. The leading wireless high-speed internet for rural and traveling nomads.
Yeah, they basically sell you like a little Nighthawk like thing. And then their coverage, I think they used to have like one with like AT&T, one with T-Mobile, and like one with Verizon.
Pink.
But now
Pink.
it's all pink
Red.
is T-Mobile. Yeah, pink is T-Mobile, red is Verizon, and then blue is AT&T.
No blue. No blue. No more blue.
Okay, that was the one that got removed. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, from my knowledge of them, they're not a great choice. I've heard lots of bad things on Reddit on their forum, so I'd be very wary and mindful of choosing something like this. But if you really have no other options and like T-Mobile's home internet directly from T-Mobile is not a choice for you, then I mean, you take a gamble. Also, Stetson, if you actually go to compare your devices, they do sell blue. They're just out of stock on their AT&T routers.
Got it. Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not like super familiar with them. I just perused the Reddit, and that's why I know of them. But I've never personally used them. I would never personally buy from them, especially because I got Comcast. There, same way Stetson has fiber. I have Comcast. I don't know, but
we have a question from Bhavya Patel asking, what's the best thing to do if you want to upgrade one line from iPhone 8 to iPhone 12 Pro? I'm currently on Sprint and basic plan.
Well, first you get off of Sprint.
Step number one, numero uno, my friend. Get off of Sprint. Get yourself off of Sprint. It's a bad network. It's literally shutting down. And I would consider, like, my hot take is to buy the phone unlocked, you want iPhone 12 Pro, and get an affordable plan that meets your needs. And this may not work for you, so I think Dennis will probably have a better answer for like the premium unlimited option. But here's my hot take. You're going 12 Pro on Swappa right now. It's normally $1,000. It looks like value. This is good for me because I plan on selling mine at some point. Value is holding strong at $959. So either buy it unlocked here. Sometimes you don't have to pay taxes, which is kind of nice, or you can buy directly from Apple or another place. But you can find one unlocked. It's going to work on any plan or carrier of your choice. And then you get this phone and you pair it with an affordable plan that's going to save you a lot of money on your cell phone bill. Of course, Dennis and I talked about the best T-Mobile plans at the beginning of this live stream, but you can head on over to my website, bestphoneplans.net, and I'll just pull this up so you can get a quick glimpse, some inspiration. You can pick plans starting at $15 a month and going up to $45 a month for unlimited. So hopefully if you pick up one of these more affordable plans, you end up saving a huge amount of money in the long run. That's what I would say. Dennis, maybe the better option for postpaid is to do the AT&T trade-in, where you trade in your iPhone 8 and you get the free iPhone 12, or you get $800 off.
Yeah, I was thinking AT&T trade-in would be one option. Although, what we said about financing through the carrier. I personally would buy directly from Apple to have the unlocked phone. Yeah. That way I can use it with anybody. And then as far as the plan that I would probably slap it on, since he said he's on Sprint, I would tell him to go to like one of the new T-Mobile Magenta plan.
Yeah, that's
since
probably
he's
good.
using that network.
T-Mobile has good trade-in deals too if you wanted to do that. I mean, we're not huge supporters, but like, yeah, one of two.
Alternatively, I'm going to share my screen for a quick second.
Yeah, I'll get ready to add it here.
Boop.
Boop.
Alternatively, if you have Comcast or Spectrum, and who's the other one that sells cell phone service?
I think it's
Charter?
Xfinity, Spectrum.
Is it
it
Charter?
like maybe there's another? I forget the name. Please continue.
Anyway, if your cable provider sells cell phone service, at least this is for Comcast, they're doing $200 off all the iPhones currently. That includes your 12 Pro. The reason why I like this one in particular is it doesn't actually require the trade-in of a phone. So you just get $200 off for porting your number over. And then as far as plan pricing is concerned, their plan pricing is pretty decent, like $45 for unlimited data. Granted, that's deprioritized on the Verizon network, but I mean,
Still decent.
It's not bad.
You can add multiple lines to the buy the gig plans, which make it really affordable.
This is the king.
Yeah.
These buy the gig plans, like what you got to understand is that Comcast doesn't charge like a line access fee when you have their service. So literally you're just like the only additional cost is straight up like your state's 911 regulatory charge and like the 50 cents of tax. So like one line is $62, two lines 64, three lines 66.
It's for multiple lines, that's the sweet spot. Dennis, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. But either T-Mobile, Magenta, if you want to stick with T-Mobile, AT&T is a possibility because of their really aggressive trade-in promo if it's still going on, or buying from Apple directly, or going through your cable provider and doing something like this. I just don't like trade-in deal. Like, I don't like deals that require trade-ins because I find a lot of times headaches happen where they'll say like they didn't receive your phone or some shenanigans goes down with FedEx. So I try to avoid that type of deal, which is why I like some simple stuff where it's like $200 off, period. Like no trade-in required.
That is really good. And Saren is commenting the buy the gig is post-paid priority, which makes it even better. And $20 if you want post-paid priority on the unlimited plan. So consider checking that out. Dennis,
I think he's talking about Xfinity Mobile, I believe, right?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. And the other carrier was Altice Mobile from Patrick. Thank you, Patrick.
Okay. I've never heard of them, but yeah.
Radioactive Candy, do you believe Wi-Fi calling is super important? Obviously,
Absolutely.
In 2020, I'm starting to go out a little bit more, but not traveling across the nation yet.
Absolutely. It's the most important feature in my opinion. In fact, when I signed up for T-Mobile way back in the day, they were the first to have that feature. And it was one of the reasons that kept me so loyal because, like I said before, I grew up in a very rural part of the U.S., which back then, no cell phone network was good. Obviously, upgrades happened and everybody's gotten better. But there's plenty of places where no matter how good the cell phone network is not going to get good cell phone reception. Things that come to mind are like hospital buildings, right? Because they're so big and they got those concrete walls. Like you need Wi-Fi calling there. Or maybe you're in some type of corporate office that's like really high above where all the cell phone towers are placed in your city. Wi-Fi calling crucial. Even my apartment, right? Like I've now tested every single network, and yes, AT&T is fantastic, and you know, T-Mobile gets good, decent signal, but nothing's more reliable than the router that's like right here that I can touch, and me doing Wi-Fi calling.
Yeah.
So yes, it's crucial,
that's
and
a good point.
Have to have it.
Dennis needs to have it. I'm flexible. I enjoy using it, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it kind of depends on your service and your personal preference.
I mean, no network is perfect, so Wi-Fi calling basically gives you free additional coverage.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's awesome, and that was a huge perk of Google Fi. Anywhere you had Wi-Fi, you can make calls and send texts, and it's epic. And then the other thing, Saren commented that apparently Xfinity Mobile is applying the $200 off in bill credits instead of upfront. So that's something to keep in mind for that promotion.
It's not.
Should be easy. I mean,
it's not nothing new.
Yeah, you don't have to trade anything in. So you could sell your old phone, get money, and then
hand it down to maybe your kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then obviously there's other perks to bundling with people. Like Fios, for example, is doing like Fios. If I got Verizon postpaid, like Verizon's doing like a thing where you get like a $10 discount off the Fios internet and then $10 off your Verizon postpaid bill. And I know Comcast loves their bundles too. I'm sure they have like a $10 discount off your internet bill or something if you have their cell phone service. So like there's something to be said with having more of your services within one company because companies tend to structure things in that way. I try to avoid it as much as possible because I don't like having all my eggs in one basket, but there's something to be said if you're price conscientious.
Sarah is also saying apparently it's locked. There should be an unlocking policy there. You can get it unlocked.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're buying a phone through a carrier, it's going to be locked until you pay off the phone, and then getting the unlock code is a fairly simple process. AT&T does the easiest job because they actually let you do it on their website and just request a code by email. Verizon requires you to call them, and I would imagine the same thing would probably have to be said for Xfinity. And I'm sure their policy is probably something along the lines of has to be on the network for 90 days, must be paid off, something like that. That's usually the same fine print across all the networks.
Dennis, we got a question that is right up your alley from Scott Davidson here. I have T-Mobile One, looking if I should change to Magenta or Magenta Max.
My answer to you, based off what Sneed told me on last week's show, is no. You should keep T-Mobile One. It's cheaper. It's better than the Magenta plan. The only one that might be debatable is Magenta Max. But, I mean, if you're on the T-Mobile One plan, you're probably paying either $70 or $75 if it's the good one. And Magenta Max is going to either be $10 or $15 more for you for roughly the same level of service. And one can argue that having unlimited priority data isn't going to really matter if N41 is deployed everywhere and there's plenty of bandwidth to go around anyway. Like, who cares about the 50 gig soft cap if there's plenty of capacity in the network?
Yeah. I think Dennis is right. If it's working for you and it's cheaper, I would stick with it. If for some reason Magenta or Magenta Max is cheaper and it meets your needs, I would consider it. But yeah, I don't know. But T-Mobile One is the better plan from a technical perspective.
But Stetson, we finally accomplished that milestone that me and you talked about in private for your testing.
Yeah.
Are you feeling like calling it?
Maybe let's answer 3 more questions. How about that?
All right, that's fine.
3 questions, and then we'll call it.
All right, that's fine.
Anti-Venin, I just signed up for Circled In. Do you know if it's possible to take advantage of the perks once you join, for example, Netflix? Unfortunately, at this time, it is not possible to take advantage of the perks. So that is something to keep in mind if you're considering joining Circled In and their platform. Debo is suggesting, Debo Pop, excuse me, forgive me, thank you. I'll always recommend Magenta Max for strong T-Mobile markets. It's a great plan. It's a grand plan.
Rick asked, "Can I unlock my grandmother's jitterbug and use it on US Mobile?"
You're using one of our questions on this?
I listen. I want a fun question. Look, I'm down to keep going. And
what is happening? Rick,
we're getting into this teeter zone, man. It's like the 2 a.m. of podcast, man. We're getting the goofball questions. I'm gonna say the answer is no, though, just to throw it out there.
I'm not sure what Jitterbug even includes for cellular bands. So
I'm gonna probably say it's a no, though.
That's probably a no.
I mean, their phones are basically like dumb phones. Like, I'm talking super dumb phones. So
yeah.
They probably, and they're like usually cheap. They're like $20.
Ethan saying, please don't try to use those Jitterbug phones on another carrier.
Dude, you know what's funny is, real quick, I just want to get on a quick side tangent real fast. I think it's funny that here in the U.S., like, phones are like totally dead. But if you go over to somewhere like Japan, like, flip phones are still a thing. Like, they still come out with new flip phones that are running like Android OS. They got like good cameras.
Yeah. No, if we had good flip phones, like the Z Flip is kind of there, but not quite. Like, but just a better interface, great tactile buttons. Why not? You know, I just feel like the flip phones are known for being cheap and they're plasticky and they're not well thought out. They are indestructible. Shout out to Nokia. So I don't know. That's my take.
Do you remember the old Razr flip phone?
I really wanted those for the longest time. It was so cool.
Do you remember those really cute? Oh God, I'm sorry for saying cute, but do you remember the really cute like little phone keychains that you could get that you could attach to your backpack?
Yeah.
Dude, That's the only thing I miss about flip phones, man. I remember back in the day, man, we used to pimp those bad boys out, man. We'd be coming in 6th grade and being like, yo, just got this sick, you know? Oh, man. Back when phones were fun and you could just throw those things and they would not break.
Check out this comment from Ethan. I don't want to be the Best Buy mobile employee to deal with your grandma's service issues.
Yo, Ethan, on a quick side note, one of these days I need to message you because I know for a fact you get discounts on purchases at Best Buy because I had a buddy that used to work there. I gotta see if I can get some Ubiquity equipment through you. See what that discount looks like. maybe get you to sell me a big old spool Cat 6A cable.
Hey, if the Jitterbug works for your grandmother, if it works, that's what you want. If they can stay in communication with the people they know and love, that's awesome. We had some people taking time to appreciate our stream with Sasha. Thank you, Anthony. We do not know when we will have him on next. I know Sasha works really, really hard for PC Mag, putting out tons of amazing quality content. So we really respect and appreciate his time. Hopefully we'll have him on maybe after a big announcement or if we find time to link up again. But it was great having him.
Stetson, since we have the audience that have made it this far in, I think we should give him a nice little sneak preview.
Okay, let's do it.
About the thing that blew us both away in Discord. Can we tell him about that?
Why not? Sneak preview.
All right, Stetson, since you're the one that hooked this big fish, you do the honors.
Yeah, so I've been trying to get really exciting guests on the podcast, and we had Sasha on, and I love talking with him. And that day, I noticed on Twitter, there's this guy happens to be a CEO, a founder of this little company called Boost Mobile, Peter Adderton, right? And he was raging. He's really passionate about his Boost Mobile subscribers, a strong advocate for the MVNO industry. And I saw him tweeting out all these tweets, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if Peter would be interested in coming on the show. And so I asked Peter Adderton if he would be interested in talking more about Boost Mobile, what he's doing with Mobile X. He's actually building a brand new MVNO. Sounds like it's going to be tech focused and it's going to be really exciting. So confirmed for Thursday, the 25th of March, we're having Peter Adderton on. So get excited for that.
And guys, if you always want to know early when the guest is for the next podcast, become a Patreon supporter. We always let our Patreon supporters know in the chat upcoming guests. So if that's something that gets you excited, you should definitely do that. Dbop Bobop had a question for us that I know I saw and my mind went blank on. But he asked us if we could survive off of 5G in our area.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Dude, I'll be honest with you. LTE is faster in my area than 5G is.
I'll be honest with you. Unless it's AT&T, the answer is a hard no. If it's AT&T, I could easily do it. All right, let me put it this way. I wouldn't want to do it, but 100 meg, perfectly fine for me to stream. My only main issue would be the fact that I had a limited amount of hotspot. So I couldn't stream on my TV. I'd have to watch everything on my phone, which is not the best experience in the world. But if AT&T magically decided, let me put it this way, if I had an AT&T Business Elite plan where I had a limited hotspot, then yeah, I could totally do it. But
sweet. All right, and then we had this was the question we just answered. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Guys, I just want to say I hope you guys all enjoyed tonight's show. We will be doing a follow-up show similar to this next Saturday. And I really do want to thank everyone who donated tonight and everyone that made it this far for showing your support. You guys have no idea how incredible it is to get to do what we do thanks to your all support. And we really are appreciative. Remember to go to the Patreon because it really does make a big difference. And there's a ton of extra content that me and Stetson are continuing to work on behind the scenes that we think you all are going to enjoy. Remember to give a nice thumbs up to this video to please the YouTube algorithm and subscribe so you don't miss future content. But with that, we're going to call this a show. I'm Dennis.
I'm Stetson. I really wanted to quickly address this. Wi-Fi calling is on US Mobile's minds. We talked about it in the previous live stream with Ahmed. So consider giving that a watch. And Dennis, that was such a beautiful outro. So thank you. We appreciate everyone here as always. Final super chats coming in. Mr. Earth Gaming, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. We're actually going to be ending this show soon, but feel free to reach out on Twitter for future opportunities. Caleb, thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it. And that's going to be it. Take care, everybody.
Bye, guys.